Hello, wrestling fans. This is BrianB of VWNtv, also known as Video Wrestling News. All right, check it out. This is our my weekly segment where I do, the interesting stuff, the interesting news that's taking place in pro wrestling throughout the week. But first, I wanted to give you guys an introduction, just in case that you haven't ventured over. This is our Facebook page, or at least this is one of the logos that's on our Facebook. This is our Facebook page, and the link is also in the description along with everything else. It's also linked up on our main page for our YouTube channel as well, which, by the way, to get to, if you Google or go into YouTube, type in 3 words, Video Wrestling News, which will take you to a channel that says, Welcome to VWNtv, and that's our channel. Okay, so to click on that, make sure you subscribe and follow us there. But this is our Facebook. And as you can see, it's growing, but Big Daddy J's been doing a really good job at gaining a lot of friends in the past few weeks, which hats off to him for that. Thank you, sir. So yeah, you can see a lot of our posts here. This is one way to actually stay in touch with some of the things that we have going on. So yeah, if you get a chance, make sure you come over and add us as a friend, or maybe follow us and stay up to date with some of the news we got going on. All right, so now this is our Twitter page, and of course this is our logo. I wanted to go over some of the stuff from Throwback Thursday this week. And also, you guys check it out. We have a link there on our Twitter page from our hangout yesterday between me and Big Daddy J. We had a really good time on our hangout yesterday. It was a really good video. So please sit down, get some popcorn, and really enjoy that. We had a really good discussion about everything from Raw to Night of Champions. We talked about some of the news that's taking place as well. So please check that out. All right, our first Throwback Thursday tweet was from Monday Nitro back from September 25th, 2000. And you can't really tell what the name is here, but this was one of those wacky events that took place in WCW history. But if you can't tell, this Twitter handle is the Twitter handle of Vince Russo. Yes, that's right. Former head writer for WWE and WCW and also TNA, and also recently a TNA writing consultant. And now has kind of ventured off into his own things again. So yeah, on this date, he actually defeated Booker T for the WCW title, but it might not be the way you think, and that's why we question, why Goldberg? So if you get a chance to check that out, just stop by our Twitter page. That's our first one. Our second tweet is here. It's actually a video from Facebook, which is pretty cool, and it is from September 25th, 2000 as well, and it's from WWE Raw, and it's one of those rare moments. We had a really quick first blood match between X-Pac and Jericho, and it actually was a pretty good one for the short time that it had. But once you click on this, this will take you over to the Facebook, just like this, and you can kind of click on the video. Okay. And then our third Throwback Thursday tweet for the week was from September 25th, 2007, and it was from a SmackDown taping. So this aired on the 28th, just so you guys know. But it was from the September 25th SmackDown taping, and it was between Victoria and Tori. It was a really cool, quick little match there. And the most important part was the ending, and someone special actually makes a visit, and that's why we mentioned Chrissy Vane here. This was the debut of Chrissy Vane to WWE, so when you get a chance, check that out as well. And we got some other tweets. Just same thing as on Facebook as well. Keeping up to date. We got some NXT stuff from today. And one of the YouTube channels that we subscribe to, actually follow, we liked one of their videos as well. All right, so let's get started. Right off the bat, the interesting news I have is, I don't know if it's controversial, but let's take a look anyway. Oh, you know what? I almost forgot. It's me. I'm BrianB of VWNtv, Video Wrestling News. Just in case you guys aren't familiar, I'm probably sure you see my face a lot on some of our videos. But this is me. I'm BrianB, and I'll be coming back to myself again here in a second. Okay. Nice. All right, that's enough of our Twitter there. Close that. Okay, guys. This is probably the most hilarious news I've seen in quite a few days, and it is about Hulk Hogan. His restaurant has a dress code. that might be alienating, I don't know, certain types of customers from his establishment. This is from TMZ Sports. All right, this is just from today, and the link is in the description. But check this out. This is on the sign right outside of his wonderful Hogan's Beach, shop in Tampa, Florida, that restaurant there. It says, "Attention all customers, dress code will be strictly enforced. No exceptions. You have to have shirts and shoes. You can't enter the dining room or hotel area without appropriate clothing or footwear." But here's the funny stuff. Now, I want you to really take a second to think about who or what type or kind of people he might be. I don't know, pointing towards. All right, here we go. First rule: no plain white T-shirts. Plain white tees. Now, who do I know that wears plain white tees? Plain white tees. It's a certain race of individuals. Certain race of people in the United States that wear a lot of plain white tees. I don't know. Well, anyway. So yeah. Oops. Need that. Oops. So yeah, this is from Hogan's Beach Shop here, and he's saying no plain white tees, no attire containing profanity. Oh, that's a common trend in the urban areas for your clothing to have profanity. Actually, it's a common trend amongst any area. No sports or sleeveless jerseys. No basketball jerseys. No excessively baggy attire. Okay. No low-hanging pants or shorts. Interesting. No do-rags, skull caps, bandanas. Work boots. Excessive jewelry. You mean like Flavor Flav? No workout clothing. Now, who in the heck? Oh, no basketball shorts. So no basketball shorts, no basketball jersey. So you basically can't look like a basketball player or a thug or some type of gangster who might be on their, I don't know, weekly jog. Oh, you can't wear camouflage. Now that's important as well. High top sneakers. High top sneakers. Okay, I get it. No black people. Oh, no. Oh, no black people. Or other minorities. Or you know what? There are some white people who wear this stuff too, so I can't say no black people. But I will say this is alienating someone, and I'm just going to leave it at that. Yeah, link is in the description. Check out this article. It was pretty interesting. Let me know how you guys think about this one. I kind of got to backtrack here. Maybe it's not so racial, but it is a little bit controversial, though. Because, let's be honest, there's a lot of people who do wear urban clothing, loose-fitting clothing, baggy jeans, long white T-shirts, who contribute to society like normal, who should probably be able to eat at a restaurant next to the beach in Florida. Oh, it's in Florida. Okay, never mind. All right, so our next story is from the Bleacher Report, and it's regarding an article done by Keith Elliott Greenberg, and it's an interesting concept here. A little article that he wrote, a little blip, and he says, "Can anyone compete with WWE?" Now, when I first read that title, I didn't know what to think, but after reading the article, then I realized what it was. So the article is really good. I actually implore you guys to take a look at it. It's not too long. But they basically go over a little bit of history. They talk about basically the fact that WWE has no pro wrestling competition, which is true. I mean, that's common knowledge, of course. But to me, the reason why I think this is interesting is because it does talk about some of the big moves happening, like in AAA. AAA, sorry, is practically the WWE of Mexico, right? It's the big leagues in Mexico for pro wrestling, which you don't really hear about. But AAA does have, potential if it decided to expand, such as using Lucha Underground roster members. So, this is a pretty cool article. I highly recommend it to you guys. It's not like spectacular or anything, but it's interesting. It gives some interesting little insight into how certain organizations might be able to take on the WWE if they decided to change the way they do things. But yeah, can anyone compete with the WWE? And by the way, the article pretty much sums it up. No, at this point in time, there's no competition. I mean, this guy right here, he was a billionaire at one point for a reason. So you can't do that without making a lot of money. All right, and wealth, and having lots of credit. Okay, our next story is from Sports World News, and it was an interesting one. Now this has been on the dirt sheets quite a bit, but it was about WWE's new DVD on Sting, which is coming out soon. They kind of messed up already, and I'll tell you what. I'm just going to do something. I'm going to do something. Give me the next 2 minutes of your time, because I need to show you something. But first, let me say this. WWE has a new DVD coming out on Sting, and they screwed up. Now, this could be an honest error for someone who's working in WWE, who's not very familiar with all the products, and of course not familiar with Sting because they've been working for WWE. But this individual in this picture right here was on the cover of the new Sting DVD. And I don't know if you noticed, but the name is below it, NWO Sting. Sting was never ever called NWO Sting or Wolfpack Sting or anything. He was always Sting. There was an imposter Sting played by the gentleman who played Cobra, or whose gimmick was Cobra previously in WCW. He grew out his hair. He looked exactly like Sting with face paint on, had the body and everything. So they called him NWO Sting. And for a few weeks, I believe, uh, he he was an imposter for Sting, played for by the NWO. So, and then eventually, of course, Sting comes back and they have a little square off, and Sting beats him and all that. But just so you guys know, yeah. So this could be an honest mistake, but of course, this has had kind of made the rounds a little bit. And the reason I want to play a video for you guys is because it might be a kind of a link here as to why this is going on. Let's be honest, we at least have to acknowledge that sometimes the powers that be in WWE like to play childlike, games. And one of it is to show disrespect in subtle ways. That's just how that inner circle rolls. Vince McMahon, Triple H, all those guys. That's just how it is. It's a good old boys system. And when you're not one of the boys, but yet you're worth a lot of money, you're still not exactly one of the boys, though. And Sting's not one of the boys. So, unfortunately, it looks like this might be something he predicted previously. And let me show you that. And I'll put a link down there as well for this. This is a video from Sting prior to him signing with WWE this year. Now, this interview was actually, I believe, from 2005 or 2006, and then it was posted here in 2008 on this particular YouTube channel. And I'll put the link in the description. But take the next 2 minutes and actually seriously pay attention to this.
I talked with Vince McMahon. He was really good to me. He was really good to me, and but I just got this feeling that he did. I put it this way: all the guys from WCW that went to WWE when the acquisition happened. By then, to me, there wasn't a real WCW, because WCW was, for so many years, it was Hall and Nash, it was Hogan, it was Savage, it was Sting, it was Luger, it was the Steiner Brothers, it was a certain package of guys that were gone, and the package that he had left had dwindled down to about just a small group of guys who really great wrestlers, phenomenal talents, but they weren't with WCW for all these years, mainstay kind of names and all that. And then I was watching what he was doing storyline wise when he'd have WCW against the WWF and the hostile takeover thing and that whole deal there. I'll never forget Booker T, making his first appearance on their show, and he came into the ring and he's making this big, huge fight. The guys are flying all over the place, and then The Rock comes into the ring, and The Rock is hitting guys. Guys are flying all over the place, and then they come back to back, and he turns around and they look at each other, and The Rock looks at Booker T and he says, "Who are you?" And that one little comment is all it took to just bury somebody, in my opinion, like Booker T. And let's let the world know that you're a WCW guy and you're a peon here. It was going to require lots of work for Booker T to try to come back, and he did, because he's a talented guy. And after all the years that I'd put into wrestling to that point, it just seemed like a gamble to me. I didn't trust how I would be used.
He didn't trust how he would be used. And I'll put a link in the description. I'll leave you with that on this particular topic. He didn't trust how he would be used. And we wonder why, supposedly, he hasn't even signed a Legends contract with the company yet. He signed a deal with the video game company and the distributors and marketers for 2K15. He's done that. That's beneficial. He hasn't signed with WWE. And I'm going to leave you guys with that as far as this topic is concerned. And I got one more interesting little article here. This is about Ring of Honor, and it's pretty cool. This is from the SB Nation's CageSideSeats.com, and it's about Gabe Sapolsky. It says, Ring of Honor founder Gabe Sapolsky embraces his role as WWE scout. Is excited about pro wrestling's future. Now, this is a really great article. This is probably this one outside of the Hulk Hogan article I talked about just a second ago. I highly recommend to you guys. It goes into pretty good detail as to why Gabe Sapolsky is now seeing his role with Ring of Honor, of course, as sort of helping WWE. And let me explain. The article pretty much details how Ring of Honor is NXT. NXT is Ring of Honor. And, of course, all the other companies that are involved as well, like Evolve, Dragon Gate USA, all the other organizations that are out there as well, they're all NXT, right? The independence is NXT. You notice the matches are wrestled the same. They're all booked the same. So, basically, he's saying he helped build an NXT, which is true. The talent that he helped bring about to the company is helping them quite a bit. So I highly recommend this article because it's so cool how they go deep into detail about this. And so basically, in a nutshell, himself, the company, Ring of Honor, and of course other independent organizations now see themselves as not just a pro wrestling promotion independently. They see themselves as a method for individuals and wrestlers to actually make it to the WWE much more easily because of NXT, because they are NXT. If you notice, NXT is practically exactly the same as what we see in independent wrestling. And you know what? I'm going to make an acknowledgement. That's TNA. That's their X division, is independent wrestling as well. The style they wrestle is independence. NXT is that same style. So, yeah, anyway, same here. I actually agree with Gabe Sapolsky here, and I think it's smart that they now adopt that approach to being a scouting agency, basically, for WWE instead of being a pro wrestling promotion. Instead of helping, so their goal is now to help the business through helping the big company. So that's a really big deal. That's a smart move. So I highly recommend this article. So yeah, back to my ugly mug right quick. So yeah, this has been my little weekly installment, my weekly segment here. Thank you guys for watching. Again, links for all this stuff is in the description down below. Please, if you like this video, please like it. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please follow us on Facebook. Same goes for Twitter. Follow us on Twitter. All those links are down in the description below. this week. Hopefully, Big Daddy J's going to have some really cool stuff for you guys later this week. And hopefully, we'll see you guys next week. All right. Peace.